So a z-score counts standard deviations. And what's a standard deviation? A standard deviation is a measure of the average spread from the mean. Of all the data. So somebody had to take a set of data and then calculate things like the mean and the standard deviation. So here I see the mean, we usually call that X bar. They're saying the average score is 165. And they're telling me the standard deviation, the average spread from 165 is about 40. Okay. And they say a person earns a score of 133. So a couple things we can calculate based on the 133. We can calculate deviation. Deviation is just distance from the mean. So this person had a score of 133. If we subtract the 165, the mean from that, so this is their score X minus the average X bar, what's that going to give us? That's going to give us 32, but negative. So they scored 32 points below the mean. Now, a standard deviation is 40. How many standard deviations is that? Well, here I can see it's less than 1. And that's what the z-score calculates. So a z-score is how many 40s are they from the mean? So to find that, we just take the score's deviation, and we divide by the standard deviation. So how do you get deviation? Well, that's a particular number minus the average, and then divide by the average spread from the mean. So in this case, we want to know what is 32 divided by 40, and it's a negative indicating below average. So negative z-scores are below average, positive or above. So that's one possible answer for this. Question is, does this problem want a decimal or a fraction? And it says enter a decimal. Okay, so I have to make the calculation. So it is negative 32 over 40. So they have a z-score of negative 0.8. So they're just under 1 standard deviation. And that is sometimes how we rank individuals based on a larger data set, using the idea of how many standard deviations is a score from the average. And that's what a z-score counts.